Okay. Hang out on here. All right. I'm testing this live stream. This is just a test. Just doing a live stream test. There's nothing really going on here except just testing this out. I'm gonna start doing some live streaming from time to time when I'm behind the scenes doing interviews. So I need to start figuring out how to do this. But I'm gonna shout out some of the people that just came in here. DC2 Teggy, Rain 716, Boricua, Park Hill, Colorado, Anaheim, Little Kush Boy, what's up? So I'm in a Starbucks over here in LA, in Los Angeles, and I'm just trying to get adapted to this live streaming. Why you say I'm talking mess, Jeremiah? Anybody got any questions, like some straight up questions on any of the interviews, the videos? I just posted that Houston interview I did with some guy named OG Ron C. What do y'all think about that? Austin Brown, Semper Fi. I don't claim no said, Joshua. What are some gangs in San Diego? You got Logan Heights. You got Skyline, Piru. The 40s versus Hoovers video? Yeah. I might re-release that. The Houston dude was funny style, Snap. I don't think they're funny style. I just think they're different. They're different from where you from and where you live. That's the South. You know, Houston is the South. It's the deep South. All right, these comments are coming in kind of fast, so I'm going to try to read them. The 5 Deuce Hoovers are Crips, Kush Boy. The other ones are Hoover criminals, but they all Crips. They still Crips. They say cuz and they hang out with other Crips. So I'm gonna head to the East Coast real soon, Chester Boy. In fact, I might do some New York City interviews in October. Oh man, these comments are popping in mad crazy right now. So I'm gonna try to, if I miss your comment, just do it again. Bakersfield. Oh, you know, Bakersfield, Rohan. Bakersfield should be easy for me to do because it's not that far. I just need to make some contacts and some connects, and I'll definitely come to Bakersfield. Esau, why should I leave New York City alone? New York is New York. Can't leave the largest city in America alone. Lord Loco. Peoria, Illinois. I'm not really familiar with Peoria, but Chester Boy, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is an interesting city. I wouldn't mind doing Pittsburgh. Jeremiah, what's this channel about? If you don't know what it's about, I don't know what to say. Go check out the 437 videos that I got on here. Hood N-word. You from Rolling 60s in Houston? I heard the Rolling 60s in Houston and the Hoovers are cool, which is a good thing. You know, I don't want to ever see any conflict. AZ Night Stalker. That wasn't the Ron C. That's the DJ. It's a different Ron C. David Cardona. What's up with Lil Sodi? You know, I haven't hollered at Lil Sodi in a minute, but you know, he had got shot actually, but he's okay. He had got shot, and I actually tried to call him when he got shot, and I haven't spoke to him since. But I'm definitely going to catch up with Lil Sodi. You want to see another Lil Sodi part 2? Actually, not part 2 because I've already done him a couple times. I'm sorry. I come to Denver. Snap 104. Yeah, I want to come to Denver. I want to come to 5 Points, the East Side, Park Hill. Let's do it. Esau, I shouted out Big Trey D to do an interview with him, and he didn't ever hit me back. So I don't really be pressing these guys. If I'll send them one message, I might send them a second message, but then I keep it pushing. Some people are actually, you know, they're not trying to mess with this channel, and I understand that. They want to go on another channel. That comment 000. Hazard Gang is in Los Angeles. It's in Boyle Heights. Esau, he went to the white man. You talking about Trey D? That's funny. Devon Boulden, have I ever been G-checked? G-checked like the way Ron C. in Houston said, G-checked? No, I never been G-checked. No. Have ever had any problems, issues in certain neighborhoods? From time to time, you get people tripping, but I get a lot of love in Los Angeles. Crip Blood, even with the Sureños. You know, I can go to a lot of Sureño neighborhoods. I hang out in various neighborhoods. I hang out in Florence. I hang out with some Avenues. I hang out with some 18th Streeters. I hang out with a lot of them. So, because I'm not there to cause any problems. Ramona Gardens. I love Ramona Gardens. I wouldn't mind coming up to Sacktown, the Bay Area, and back down to Los Angeles. No doubt. I didn't know they really had gangs in Detroit. I thought Detroit was more just different neighborhoods, but things change in cities spontaneously. So Mario, they got Bloods in Detroit. Snap 104, I'm posted up in a Starbucks in Los Angeles. And I'm about to leave here in a few minutes. I got to meet some family for dinner, you know, around the corner. So I just decided to do this little test. Crazy Cats in Linwood. Yes. AZ Night Stalker, I've interviewed a bunch of rappers in their hoods, like J-Rock and Nipsey, and I mean, there's just a bunch of them. When am I going to interview some Rolling 60s? David, I don't know. I don't really pick a gang and try to interview them. I just interview whoever reaches out to me or whoever I could easily call. And like, for example, on Monday, I'm going to interview a guy from Scottsdale, Piru, I think, in Carson. It's a small neighborhood that it's been around for years, but I don't know a whole lot about it. But that's what I got on the calendar for Monday. Bobby, what about Reverie from Highland Park? Chicago is definitely on the list. Pedro, I actually teach at Cal State University, Long Beach. Anybody in here from Long Beach? If you go to Long Beach, take my class. I got a cool class on street gangs that I teach. Australia made. Come to Australia. I would love to come to Melbourne. Iron Oscar, Coney Island. Coney Island's in the house. Nathan's. You must live near Nathan's. Thanks for the compliment, David Cardona. GGG, are the jungles dangerous? I think the jungles is it's a pretty depressed community, and anything can pop off at any time. But I love the Jays. Mozzie, hey, do you know Chester Boy? Mozzie is actually in Los Angeles right now. I was actually gonna hook up with Mozzie. What do you think? Should I interview Mozzie? Devon Bolden, what inspired me? Well, what inspired me to do exactly what? That's a tough question to answer. I will link up with some hoods in Arizona eventually. Also, in order for me to do all this traveling, I need some resources. So I started that Patreon page. So once I get that Patreon page going, man, I'm gonna be everywhere. Afghanistan. I did a lot of brims, Esau. I did a lot of Fruittown brims. The reason why I did a lot of Fruittown brims is because they reached out to me and I knew a lot of them already. So I will try to hook up with some 30s. Denon Cunningham, thanks a lot. I appreciate the compliment. Silver Lake, Ronnie Jones, Silver Lake's in the house. Echo Park. I got a really interesting interview with Project Bo from the Pueblos. I'm gonna be trying to post that next.
I don't know. It's probably my cousin.
Do Crips across the country have a national hierarchy, Ryan Hughes? The answer to that would be no. There is no national hierarchy. They're not connected. There's no massive network, contrary to what the police say and what the FBI say. Guys in Los Angeles don't shot call what's going on in another city and vice versa.
Okay. Bye.
Cedar Park, Piru, GGG, are they feared? I don't think they're feared any more than any other neighborhood. It's not the gang that's feared. It's more like certain individuals. Are there certain individuals feared? I'm certain. Every gang got hitters and busters, gangsters and cowards. So it all depends who you run into. I'm not ignoring you. I'm sorry. DC2 Teggy. It's just these comments are moving too fast for me. Santana, do the BPS. I've interviewed. I think I've interviewed a couple Blackstones before, but I'll try to get it going. Interview G-Weed, Bobby. Well, let's make that connection. I don't know how to get in touch with him. I don't know if he's on social media. If you have his phone number, DM me, send me an email, and I'll definitely do it.
Can I drive while you get home?
Van Owen Street Locals, yes. Enriquez, that's out in the valley. Vigilant Paradigm. I do plan on doing a national tour where I do a Q&A in different cities, but that probably won't pop off until 2017. Game versus Meek Mill. Who do you got? I don't know. Am I scared of getting shot during my interviews, Pedro? I'm scared of getting shot wherever I go. I don't think the interviews expose me to violence any more than anything else I do. Snap, Inglewood family. Hey, again, if someone could make that connection, I'll do it. Ronnie, I've been trying to connect with Criminal for a minute, but he never really responded back, so I just kept it pushing. GGG, yes, I did a bunch of Grape Streets. I got Lil 100. I interviewed him like 8 years ago. That's on the channel. Go check it out. And then I did Crazo. Who hasn't seen the Crazo interview? It's got like almost 1 million views. Jose, I would Fudgetown. I've actually never met a Fudgetown Crip member. I don't think that Chirac is that violent, Pedro. I know people. That's the media. Go look up how many homicides happened in Chicago back in the 70s and compare that to today. You'll be surprised. John Jukes, yeah, Highland Park is a decent neighborhood. I would live in Highland Park. Michael Ford, there are no GDs here in Los Angeles. I have to go travel somewhere else for that. Santana, there are no Latin Kings in LA, but there is a gang in Pasadena called Latin Kings, but it has nothing to do with the almighty Latin King nation. Stompy Joe, I had Westside Pyru in one of my oldest blood gangs in LA. Esau, that's a great question. What percent of the homies kill the other homies? Every gang is different, but I don't know. It could be anywhere from like 10% to like 30%. I think some gangs might be a little bit higher, but yeah, that's an interesting question. 11 Deuce Broadway Gangsta Crip Loke. I haven't been through there in a minute. Bobby Norwood. Oh, G. Weeder from Westside Pyru. I actually sent him a message once. I was actually going to interview him, but we could never connect, and I just kept it pushing. Never interviewed anyone from BMF, Playboy. Well, I got 80 people online. That's interesting. Esau. Yeah, somebody actually pulled up on me on Slauson and asked me where I was from when I was driving in traffic the other day. Basically, he banged on me. That's going to happen from time to time, anytime you're in LA. Bobby, what gang is based off of American Me? You know, I forgot. I have to watch that movie again. It's been so long. Speak your piece. What's up? Chester Boy, St. Louis, let's do it. $20. I know a lot of harpies. I don't think they're gonna go on camera though. What gang is the most dangerous? I don't really believe there's a most dangerous gang. It's all about members. You know, every neighborhood's got someone that's dangerous. A gang as a whole, you can't really measure that. You're automatically going to think that the gang that's bigger is probably more dangerous, but you can't base it on size. All right. Starbucks is about to close, y'all. But I'm about to walk outside because I still got a few minutes before I go to dinner. Am I ever going to do interviews from the pen? GGG. I'm going to start a podcast where I interview guys in prison. It's going to be amazing. I'm lining up my 10 inmates right now. And I'm going to pick 10 inmates that have incredible stories and just do like a 1 hour episode per inmate. 19 Tech 85. Yeah, I want to come to San Bernardino. I can do it. It's only an hour away, anytime. AZ Night Stalker. You think YouTube gets boring? Pedro, ¿cómo está? ¿Qué tal? What inspired the Street Gangs Movement channel? When I went to USC. It started in college. All right, I'm outside now, so it might be a little noisy here. Bone was in my office yesterday. I was gonna do a vlog with Bone yesterday when he came by, but we ended up having a deep conversation on these police shootings. Lime Hood. I would love to interview someone from Lime Hood. Brian. Matthew, I appreciate you appreciating the work I do. I'm sure it'll be recognized one day. I'll probably be long gone before somebody appreciates all the work that I've done in this field. But that's all good. Roland Morris. LAPD is the biggest gang in LA. I think that the LA Sheriff's Department is the biggest gang. Although I understand the concept, law enforcement has been very, very aggressive these years, and I can understand why we're calling them a gang. I think they just sent 18 sheriff's deputies to prison in the last 6 months, so that's pretty gangster, right? Uzi Earl, oh man, I can't wait to do the podcast either. I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna tell you one of the guys that I'm gonna try to interview for the podcast This guy was there when Orlando Anderson was shot and killed at that car wash in Compton. And Orlando Anderson is the guy that is believed to have killed Tupac Shakur. But there was another guy that was there when Orlando was killed, and it was a huge shootout between multiple members, and he ended up shooting and killing someone after picking up a gun that somebody else had, and he ended up getting stretched out, and I believe that he should have gotten a self-defense. But I'm going to try to get him on the podcast, and I know he's going to have an incredible story to tell, if he agrees. Stumpy Joe, I appreciate that you appreciate the work. Do something on the Denver lanes. Definitely. The police a cold piece of work nowadays. Well, you know what, Night Stalker? I don't think the police are a piece of work nowadays. I think this has always been the case. It's just that we're able to document it more effectively with new technologies that exist that didn't exist in the 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s. So let's not get it twisted. The police didn't just start shooting people in these last 10 years. This has been going on since the Black Panthers in Oakland was complaining about it, and before then. And that goes back to the 1960s. The next video, Uzi Earl, I think I'm going to post Project Bo from the Pueblos. Roland says since the 1930s. Well, there weren't a lot of people of color living in these communities in the 1930s, but yeah, you're probably right. If you did your research, you'll probably find a bunch of these going back before the 1940s. Doc Dre, I've never seen Lil Fee in person. I did go to San Quentin and try to see some of the death row inmates, but I wasn't able to. Pedro, my GPA in high school. My GPA in high school was actually 1.9. I believe it was 1.92. Jay Ray, I stayed in the Sheraton Hotel when I was in Houston by the airport on the north side. Oh, Little C from Harlem's, DJ's Stage One. You know what? I will definitely try to get Little C from Harlem on my podcast. You know, Doc Dre, I actually wrote Little Fee a letter. I wrote him, I think, 2 letters, and he never responded. So from what I understand, he's not really trying to do any interviews. He's not trying to communicate with anyone. And believe me, I tried to connect with Lil Fee. In fact, there's a really good book out. If you want to read about that case, Little Fee's case, there's a book out called, oh my goodness, I'm forgetting the name of that book. Can someone look that up for me? It's by Alexander is the author. I think it's something about death and shadows or something or other. Someone could look that up for me and put the title in there. Dr. Dre, well, I don't know if Lil Fee was high ranking because he was only 18 years old when he got arrested. And if you're 18 years old, you're not really going to be high ranking in the neighborhood. The dudes that are high ranking are going to be, at that time in 1984, were probably guys in their late 20s, early 30s. Steven Jackson, which stones are you talking about? You got Black Pea stones, you got Bloodstone Pyrus, you got a few different stones in LA. Snap 104, Lil Fee is a guy from Rolling 60's Crip that is currently on death row for a 1984 crime that resulted in a quadruple homicide. Pedro, BG Knockout. I definitely would love to interview BG Knockout. I just haven't had a chance to reach out to him. GGG, Tupac was, I wouldn't call Tupac a blood or a gang member. You know, he was already in his early 20s when he started to hang out in Los Angeles. So I don't even think Tupac would call himself a gang member back then. Inglewood with an E? Inglewood with an E is in New Jersey. If you're talking about the one out here in Los Angeles County, that's with an I. I did interview Corrupt. Night Stalker. It's on there somewhere. Ryan, 4/30/21. Yes, Ali G interviewed me in, I think that was 2000. My prison interviews are going to be podcasts that I do via the telephone, and I'm going to post them online. I don't know where. I guess iTunes. I'm just starting to learn about the podcasting technology. So right now I'm trying to line up 10 guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to interview 10 guys over the phone for about an hour, and then I'm going to have that edited where each interview is telling an amazing story with a little bit of music and narration, and then I'm just going to probably drop all 10 of them at once so people could listen to them at their own pace. Uzi Earl, I've never really done any research on gangs in the IE. I haven't even given the podcast a name yet, Jay, but it's probably going to be like stories, prison stories by streetgangs.com or something. Jordan Allen, I don't know Stu Boy. Oh, Stu Boy. I remember Stu Boy when he was heavy on Instagram and Twitter. I haven't seen him on there lately. Jack shit. The tensions between Mexicans and black gangs is probably a little bit more tense now than they were in the 80s and 90s. In the 80s, there was only a handful of black-brown gang conflicts. Now there's, I don't know, there's probably a dozen or more throughout the county. Yes, Pedro, I'm coming to Chicago. I am coming to Chicago either late this year or early next year, maybe December. I'm coming to Chicago, and I'm going to try to get about 4 or 5 interviews in one weekend. Gumaro, Slim 400. I don't have any plans to interview Slim 400, but if someone can connect me with him, shoot me his number or email, I'll definitely reach out to him. Raiders 13, interview MS. I guess there's not too many MS guys that I'm going to be able to interview. Maybe some former MS like Alex Sanchez. Af guy who come to Pomona. What's up? P-Town in the house. Let's do it. B. Williams, thanks. Thanks for the compliment. Oh, I'm definitely going to get some GDs when I come to Chicago, Miles. I'm going to try to get someone from the Black Gorilla family on my podcast. I'm not sure if I will, but I'm going to send a letter to a couple dudes. I don't want to say their names because they haven't agreed yet. Have I ever been robbed? I've been robbed a few times. Someone broke into my office once and stole all my equipment. That's more of a burglary. I wasn't there. I got robbed for a watch once in New York City. Let's see. I think I've only been robbed once. Technically a robbery one time. I think Doc Dre, Big Face is definitely official. Big Face 100 is definitely official from Cedar Block, Peru. There's no doubt about that. Gumaro, I don't think YG is going to give me an interview. Wawa, what's up with Little Sody? You know, I haven't talked to Little Sody. You're the second one to ask about that. Jesus, be looking out for that podcast. I think I'm going to debut it in January. It's going to take me a while to do all 10 interviews and then edit it and then drop them. But I'm in the process of starting them right now. Jerron Pitts, you know, I was scheduled to do a Schoolboy Q interview, but some things happened that I won't even go there. I don't want to put nothing out there. It didn't happen, and that's all y'all need to know. OG Turtle? You talking about OG Turtle from Santana Block? OG Turtle, rest in peace. I'm definitely going to go up to Sacramento. That should be an easy one for me to do since it's here. I'm going to have to wrap this up in a little bit. I'm getting a text message about, I'm getting a text message that it's time to go to have dinner now. Monster Cody is down in San Diego, and I just haven't had a chance to. I've talked to Monster Cody over the phone a bunch of times, and just haven't had a chance to connect with him. La Puente, let's go to La Puente. I'm down with that. Oh, I went back to Nutty Block. I got another Nutty Block interview coming to you. That's gonna come soon. Graph Prodigy, why are you calling Monster a crackhead? Monster's good folks. You know, a lot of people suffer from addiction, and it's just a problem that many people are faced with, especially in these communities of color. And I'm rooting for Monster to get back to his normal self. I haven't seen him in a minute, but I'm gonna tell you, if Monster Cody was standing right in front of you, I don't think you'd be calling him a crackhead. Jose, Banana Crip does not exist. It does not exist. Is Big U official? Big U is absolutely official. In fact, I was the first person ever to interview Big U. You go check the channel. When I did that interview with Big U, no one had ever interviewed him before. He had never done an interview. And we were the first ones to interview him. Whack 100 is from Pacoima, Peru. He's very active on his Instagram, and he's always representing that Pacoima, Peru blood. Spider Loke, man, I've been trying to interview Spider Loke from East Coast for a minute, and I could never catch up with him. So I just kept it pushing. Do some gangs in Hollywood. The Plug TM. There's only a handful of gangs in Hollywood. There's the Hollywood Gangsters, 18th Street Hollywood Gangsters. There's the Rebels. There's La Mirada Locos. What else is in Hollywood? No, I do not know how to crip walk. Blood in my eyes. I've tried it actually a couple times, but no, I can't do it. Gumaro, I've interviewed Nipsey Hussle. That's one of the oldest interviews. Got one of the first interviews with Nipsey. I think it's 2009. Go check it out. All right, guys. If you guys want me to do some more of these live streamings, let me know, and I will definitely do it. This was just a test run. I got inspired by doing that Facebook Live with Bo from the Pueblos. If you haven't seen it, go to Project Bo on Facebook, because he uploaded the live we did when we were walking through the Pueblos. So Project Bo, and check it out. Actually, it's actually on my website. Just go to streetgangs.com. It's one of the latest articles. I embedded the video on my website. So just go to my website, and you can watch that live stream that Project Bo did while we were in the Pueblo Del Rio housing projects. All right, guys, I'm gonna try to figure out how to log out here because I don't even know how to end this. But I appreciate everybody that's been coming to the platform, coming to the channel, supporting that movement. Can I get all of y'all to visit the Patreon page, patreon.com/streetgangs. You need this table? Okay. And you know, you can support the movement with as low as $1. And that'll help me travel to Inland Empire, to San Bernardino, to all over this county. And I could actually bring more people with me when we shoot. Right now I have a small crew, and I want to expand my crew. A lot of times when I'm doing the interview, I'm one of the camera persons, but I'd rather not be holding the camera when I'm doing the interview. I'd rather bring another camera person on board. So go to that Patreon page, support that movement. It's brand new. And you know what? I'm gonna bring y'all in the truck. I'm gonna bring y'all in the truck while I drive to my spot. All right, guys. I appreciate all 70 of y'all that came on the live chat. I thought we would have got it up to 100, but next time. People's out here looking at me crazy with the laptop. I got a laptop right here, so I'm walking around holding the laptop. $559, Steven Jackson. I'll try to keep up the good work. Oh, you know what? I met some Cambodians when I was in the Pueblos. I got to go back and interview a Cambodian. I know that'd be hot, man. I'm definitely going to interview a Cambodian. All right, guys, I'm going to go now. I appreciate it. Please go check out the Patreon page and be looking out for Project Bo from the Pueblos. And I got a Nutty Block interview coming back again. And then I got a bunch of Houston. I got some more Houston interviews I'm going to upload soon. And Sir H, you don't like Project Bo? I don't know what you're talking about, Sir H. Project Bo got much love over there in the Pueblos. Wah. I guess you're not voting for Donald Trump, huh? All right, I'm logging out, guys. I can't drive and do this. I definitely can't drive and do this. So peace to everybody, and be looking out for them interviews. Hey, I might come back later on tonight and do this again. This was kind of fun. It's kind of interesting. I've never got mistaken for 40 Glock. All right, guys, I'm out.